Hello everybody, Angel on Fiverr here. Today I'm going to be doing my third episode for my Blitz 3D set of tutorials on programming in Blitz and Blitz 3D. In my last tutorial I covered basic variables and printing to the screen and everything. In this episode I hope to cover some more in-depth parts of that, so like multiplication with variables and maybe if statements if I get to that, but basically just how to use variables more effectively. So as I left off last time, I think it was something just like if I said print high and I ran that, it will go put to the screen and then it will end and then some delay and stuff like that. And one more thing, I have also changed my screen size so you might have a bit of a better view of what I'm seeing and a bit closer up. So again, print is the basic thing. It'll print it to the screen. If I type in delay right below that, and I just put in a random number of milliseconds, so actually 2,000 milliseconds, which is equivalent to 2 seconds, and I run it, as you can see, it will just print high to the screen, wait 2 seconds, and then end. I'm just going to enlarge this a bit more so as soon as I open it, you can mostly see it. But anyways, so after that, what I also went through a bit is if I said A equals 1, and as I was saying again, when I say equals 1, I'm declaring that A is a variable. Oops, okay, there we go. I'm declaring that A is a variable and it is equal to 1. In this case it is an integer because it automatically detects it's a number. If I were to want to put in words, I would also have to put it in quotation marks just so it knew that it was a string. Again, actually, what I would also have to do with this is I would have to say, I'd have to put this operator on top of A, declaring that it's actually a string. This one right here, the number sign, means that's a number and it can go to many different digits. But just right off the bat, it's an integer. So if I put something in, if I put in text, it will automatically default to 0. If I put it in a number, it will give it that number. If I put it in a number with decimal places, it will actually take that number, just cut off all the decimal places, leaving the number. So say it was 28.567, it would just become 28. If I were just to put it in without adding what I wanted to, so either like the number sign or the money sign. But I'm just going to make this equal to 1, and again, if I just go down to print and put an X, and says in, hit run, it will just print, oops daisy, I don't want X, I want A. Okay, so there we go. It printed at 1, but I covered most of that in the last tutorial, so just go check that out if you haven't seen it yet. And other than that, okay, so next up, I wanted to go with some more advanced things. So say I were to say make a variable b, and I make b equal to 5. Now I can also just print b, and it will just come up and say 5. Other than that, I can also say b plus a. I believe it will work like this. I don't think I have to put anything else around it, and it'll put it up to 6. So basically, whenever you are doing playing with the variables, you can always add them together like right off the bat. However, if you are trying to mix text and numbers, you do have to add a bit of a buffer. So basically, I would say I just wanted to print something a plus b, and since this is in quotations, as you can see right over here. Since it's in quotations, it will automatically make it text. I'm not actually adding any variables. It doesn't see it as variables. It sees it as text that it needs to output to the screen. So then I'll say a plus b, and then I can say equals. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to enter a quotation mark, and I'm going to add a plus so that it knows that I'm starting to talk about variables now. And actually, I'm just going to put this in brackets so I don't have to do it specially. Because if I said a plus b, I haven't tried this, but I don't think it would work. And then I'll just end it. Oh, okay, so looks like it, I don't know, it did something with it. But what you want to do is just add, basically what you just want to do is just add brackets around it. So then it would just do it like, as you want it to. And just nice and easy like that. It knows what you're talking about, it knows that it's away from the text. Because I have this buffer right here, the plus sign right there, and the plus sign right there, and then as I get the quotation marks, it goes back into text. So if now I put stuff over here, it would know that's text again, and it'll add it to the end. Now with this, you can do quite a lot from what I've just taught you. You can do simple math stuff, you can multiply stuff, divide stuff, and actually again, multiplying and dividing is just as easy. If I say a divided by b, now it's going to say 0 because what I need to do again is if I just add number sign, it will make those variables not integers, but it will allow them to have decimal places. I forget what that's called, but it will allow them to have decimal places. So now I can see it as 0.2. Also, I can multiply, and this one for multiplication is just a star, which is shift 8 on most computers, I would think. And then again, it would multiply, and I'll just get a number so that you can understand. So 4 times 5 is 20, and will show up as being 20.0 just because it has the extra decimal place. You can multiply, divide. There's a whole bunch of adder math functions. So if I were to say, such as SEIL of a divided by b. So as we knew from before, a divided by b is 0.2 because, or in this case, this can be a bit different. But the CL basically will take that number and put it up to the nearest integer. So if it's 2.5, it's going to put it up to 3. If it's 2.3, even though it's lower than 2.5, which would be like rounding, it would automatically put it up to 3. So right here, as you can see, it will automatically put it up to 1, even though if I didn't have the CL there, it would just become 0.8. So I'm just going to add end here so it doesn't bug me. And also, what I like doing with programs if I'm just playing around, add 2 lines to the end, wait key, and I'll just take a layer right here. But basically what wait key does is it will wait for me to press any key. So I'll run this, I'll hit F, and then it'll stop running and exit. It won't tell me program has ended because I have the end down here. So if you're just playing around, wait key and then end is nice. Also, you can choose what kind of wait key you want. If I said 28, it would make it enter. I believe, maybe not. Okay, I'll explain that. Basically, if I go to command reference, so basically, yeah, if I'm at anywhere, I can always hit home. It will bring me over here. I hit command reference. I want ASCII chart. Now, what did I say? I said I wanted 28, which is file separator. Let's enter. Okay. Okay, so I'm not sure why it's not working. Look, in normal versions of Blitz, I'm pretty sure you can just add any ASC, whatever it is, key, and it will automatically, or it will know which one it is. But basically, add those 2 lines to the end. It'll make it nice and easy. So with our operators, you can do seal, which is raising it to the roof, or not raising the roof. It will raise it to the nearest integer. Floor, it's like floor or something. Well, it will raise it to the lowest. But what you can also just do is go command reference, 2D category, maths, and everything right here. You'll be able to use. So say I clicked on ABS. ABS is the absolute value, so say it's a negative number, it'll automatically boost it up. So right here, it will tell you what the number is, or it'll tell you what the command is. Right here, it will tell you what the parameters are. So any numbers that are in the bracket right here, it will explain what they will do. So in this case, ABS, I just plug it in right before here. It will automatically turn blue because this knows the command, and it will do whatever inside of the bracket. So when I say A divided by B, actually, I'll say A minus B because that's -1, but it will pop up and say it is 1 because it turns to absolute value. So it will automatically understand that this is a function that it already knows. It will do whatever inside the bracket, so it will do the brackets first and then figure out what it needs to do from the command. So this is what you would put in there. So any valid number or numeric variable. But then it will give you a more detailed description. And then down here it will give you an example of how to use it. So as you can see with this example, it's making the variable number equal to -3, and then it says it will print to the screen the absolute value of whatever numbers is ABS number. So again, right here it has quotation marks, then it has the 2 plus signs as the buffer, and then it says number, which tells it what variable it's looking for. And then later again it uses the quotation mark to tell it stop writing text, uses the plus as the buffer, and then it will start the command. So that is a bit more in depth than I wanted to go, but this is just all math you can do right off the bat. Fun stuff. And again, if you ever wanted to go through any of this, don't hold back because I haven't gone through it yet, and you can't actually see it because here, I'm just going to pull this down a bit. But as you can see, there are quite a few more, and this is just a 2D category. There's quite a bit to go through. I'm just going to move this back up. Okay. Now, actually, I'm not sure if that's off to the side a bit. But then you have scan codes. Oh, is this what I wanted? Yeah, return under 20. That's what I was thinking of. But anyways, back over here. So that's basic math stuff. Again, I can go with text. I can say variable A. I'll make it text variable, and I'll put it in quotations. I'll say hi. Ay, caramba. There we go. Hi. And I will say you. And I will go back. Now, I'm not sure if I covered this in the last tutorial, but I'm just going to quickly go over it in case I haven't. So in this case, I don't even need to start with quotations because this is a variable right away. So I will say A, and then I'll add the buffer at the end. And basically, since it's at the beginning, since it's at the end, you don't need to add the quotations because it'll automatically assume that's a variable if you don't put in quotations and tell it specifically it's supposed to be text. So right here, I'll say A, and I'll go over here again, and I'll go plus, and I'll go B, and then I don't need to add anything at the end because, again, it's just ending with the variable. It doesn't complain or anything. As long as it knows what's there, it will work. So if I run it, I'll say hi you, and of course I just need to add a little space in between here because anything between these two quotations right here will actually be text that it shows up as. So I'm just going to add a plus sign, and then now, hey you, hi you, so cute. Anyways, so as you can see, there's a space right there. Now, other than that, that's pretty much it for this tutorial. I didn't go through if statements, but I'll probably record one maybe like right even after this, where I will go through if statements and everything like that. But I hope you have a bit of a better understanding of what you can do with variables, so go ahead, play around with it. The big thing about programming is playing around, trying to figure out what's happening. And I will see you in the next tutorial. Thanks for watching.